Hello, anybody, and thanks for tuning in to Monday Morning Handicapping. This is a Weekend Warrior edition where I'm going to go over the late pick four for races 6 through 9 at Del Mar on August 18th, 2024. And it is a Sunday. And for anyone who doesn't know, the late pick four is a sequence of races where you pick the winner in each of the last four races. Without further ado, let's just handicap this late pick four and get right into it. So my top pick for race number 6, it's a 6 furlong event for maiden claimers 100,000, and my top pick is going to be number 2, Unbreakable Trust. We got a top jockey, one of the top trainers. Horse I was bought for 75,000. Stud fee was only 10,000, so I like that ratio where the purchase price much more than the stud fee. This horse has had some good works, and top jockey coming on a first-time starter in a relatively weak field. I like that, 5-1 on the morning line. I would also use number 8, Pally Kitten, 2-1 on the morning line, dropping down from a maiden special weight where it showed really good speed, didn't fade too badly. It is a surface change, but the trainer is 20% on this type of surface change. It's also a class dropper, so getting a relief in class, facing less talented horses. Trainer's 19% with that, so I feel like this move for 100,000 is nothing to scoff at. Reluctantly, I might include the 4, the second choice on the morning line. Showed speed. The race was slower than the 8s, but what I like is that the horse was claimed for 80,000 on debut and now in for 100,000. The horse was also claimed by a top trainer who trains my top pick, so they know something about this horse. It must have some talent. 2, 8 with maybe 4 for me in the 6th race. Now let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is an optional claiming event, 1 mile on the turf, and my top pick is going to be number 7, Irish Patsy. It's got a top turf jockey who came from Europe and is 20% on the year, 27 right now, anywhere between 20 and 30% winning jockey. What I liked most about this horse is that it's the only one with a win over the Del Mar track in this race, which a lot of people call it a paperclip shaped turf track. So it's a little bit sharp on the turn. Some horses don't like this configuration. However, this is the only horse with a win on this track. He's got a good off the pace style where I don't think there's a ton of speed in this race. And I think this horse has some of the best late kick of any horse in the race. So I give number 7, Irish Patsy, 12-1, a little bit of a long shot, a nice chance here. Jockey and trainer combinations, they win at 30% when they team up. And a couple of decent works since its last race. So the horse seems fit, second off a layoff. Number 7, my top pick. Number 6 was my second pick, the morning line favorite. Shipped over from Europe, was bet down to favoritism at the same class level. Ran a step slow, was keen and lacked room, so just had trouble last time out and still ran evenly. I can forgive it. I'm not super high on the horse, but it could definitely win in this spot. Number 1 is my third choice. Top jockey, top turf trainer. Horse took a year and a half off and came back and ran 2 of its best races. Last time this horse raced, first time off the layoff, a little bit more style, but again, first off a year and a half. I can forgive pretty much any horse off 18-month break. So I'll give the 1 another chance. And if I get to add one more, it would be number 5, Indy Star. It's got the on-the-pace style where it can stay close in a race with little to no speed. It's got good turf races, a 77 and an 80 buyer at the Santa Anita track. Stayed up pretty close and ran second to Medea, who beat my top pick, Irish Patsy, by 4 more lengths. So the mutual horse that they ran against, this 5 horse ran a bit better. Hasn't always done better on the turf, but I think could be a factor, especially with its running style. Seems a little bit of a spreader race. I might go 4 deep, but we'll see what happens with scratches and all that. But 7, 6, 1, 5 for me and race number 7. Now let's move on to race number 8. Race number 8 is a 6.5 furlong event for maiden special weight, so horses who have never won a race. And my top pick is going to be number 5, Miramati. $1 million purchase for Bob Baffert and crew. Top jockey. Seems to have the best speed. Ran against winners as a 2-year-old and held his own. Did not seem to do very well going longer in the stretch. So I think second off a layoff after running very fast fractions with 2 good workouts, this horse should be ready to go. And race number 9 is a Solana Beach, a turf route of 1 mile for filly and mares, going a distance of 1 mile. And my top pick is going to be number 4, Rose Maddox. Ran second in this race last year. This horse has a good style for this race. I think there's a lot of cheap speed, and it has the class and the style for this race. I think it runs big. Even first off a layoff, which is a little bit of a concern, but it's a little bit of a spreader race for me. My second choice is going to be number 10, Safa. I like the running style. Again, I think there's some cheap speed. I think someone from off the pace can win this, and this horse seems to come from 3 to 4 to 5 lengths off the lead and always puts in a good run. Never seems to fail us. His last turf race was 6.5 furlongs and closed into a sprinting race, which is a little bit surprising. Definitely got quickness of foot, so we'll see what happens with her. 10 I would also include. Next choice is number 12, also on the also eligible list, Ultimate High, 12 to 1. Again, top turf jock, second off a layoff. This horse made a middle move, and she went for the lead and just got shut down. The horse typically runs a pretty solid closing race. This horse has run some of its best speed figures at this track, so likes the track. Ran 5th last year by 2 lengths. So should be fresh and fit and ready for this race. I think the race setup sets up very well for the 12. I will be very excited if this horse actually gets into this race, but again, is on the also eligible list. So my last choice in this race is going to be number 3, Abita. 20 to 1 on the morning line. What I like is the closing style. Always closes, never runs a bad race, always puts in its run. Runs very well at this track too, so particularly with this track, you want to have horses that are familiar with the sharpness of its turns, and this horse does just fine. Good at the Del Mar turf routes in general, so hard to leave this one off, especially at 20 to 1. I'm looking for an upset in the last race. I do not like the morning line favorite, the 2, who's a speedster from the inside, stretching out. I just think there's other speed that's going to muddle with her preferred running style. So 4, 10, 12, 3 for me in the final race. We'll see what happens with scratches and all that, but initially that was my selections. Thanks for watching. We'll see how it goes. Feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching again. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks. Bye.